Wife secretly met up with the affair partner during reconciliation. At the exact same time, I was talking to a lawyer. I'm going to leave out of a lot of background information, but basically, soon to be ex-wife had an affair that has lasted almost 4 years now. I've caught her multiple times, stressed how important no contact was, and we even separated and moved to opposite ends of the country for over a year. We recently reunited, and within a few months back together. I found Instagram messages from the affair partner. I turned this into a huge argument, but she swore it was just him trying to contact her. And she deletes his messages right after they send. We end up going to marriage counseling together and thought things were going really well. We've been on several dates the last few months, and convinced that everything in the past could be left there and we could move forward. Last week, I got suspicious again, and found an email chain where they both said they love and miss each other. She gave affair partner her work schedule so he could come visit, and she said how she had a dream about them being together and having a normal life, but it seemed so far away. I immediately contacted a local attorney for a consultation during my lunch break. And when I got home, she was supposedly out at lunch with friends, but 20 minutes earlier, she sent an email to the affair partner just saying, "I'm here." When she got home, I called her out on this, but she said, "I just wanted to meet him to let him know that we can't see each other anymore." I've heard variations of this a million times, and even if it's true, I can't stand by and let this keep happening. I'm just floored at the absurdity of it all. We're waiting to sell our assets because I don't want to have to fight over them in court. She still thinks this is going to work, but I'm just waiting for my house to get sold, document everything, working on myself, and trying to remain civil throughout this all. Mostly for the sake of our kids. I finally see a light at the end of the tunnel here. Our first reaction comes from Hawk3. Congrats. You passed some significant milestones here. Standing up for what you know is true, protecting your assets, and putting the kids first. The op responds, "I learned a lot from this group, to be honest, during the early stages of reconciliation. I deleted my previous post and thought this place was too negative. Couldn't bear to read the truth, I guess." POC3 responds again. "I don't know how many times I tried reconciliation. He would sob and ask for another chance. All the while scheduling his next meetup. It's difficult to get out of a dead relationship. I guess there are invisible ties that are still there for a long time. I could see myself out of the relationship, but couldn't take that first step for a long time. D Xingyi times in. Just wanted to meet with him to let him know that we can't see each other anymore. Amazing." DSave says sounds like she continues to play you. I'm curious if you were separated for a year or kept her from permanently leaving to be with a fair partner. When will you finally call an end to her lying to you? Wonder typical 9962 has a thought. She is really a screwed up lady. And you knew better to go back to her. She couldn't be ever trusted back then and now. All she does is lie, then lie again. Is this a fair partner, married? If there is a partner, find her and tell. You didn't stay married to her, did you? Did you ever get a divorce? If you didn't get one, then go back on that other side again and never come back." DOP replies, "We didn't divorce before, but kinda switched to a long-term relationship. Hard to explain, but I had a work opportunity states away. She wanted to move closer to family, so she moved another 1,000 miles the opposite direction. After my job ended, I came back to where we were before. She really wanted to come back and have her life together and work on things, so I flew out and helped her move everything back. Literally weeks of work and 4 days of driving a moving truck on my own, only for her to end up back where we started with the affair partner. The affair partner isn't married, but they work for the same company now." On to the next story. Cheating ex-wife wants her wedding will banned back. My wife of 26 years cheated on me with an old flame. She was not unhappy with her marriage. She just thought that she would be happier with her affair partner who she had wanted to be with years ago, but circumstances, he was married with young children at the time, kept him from leaving his family before she even knew me. When she left me, she kept the engagement ring. The 25-year anniversary ring had gave her while she was having the affair, and all of the other jewelry that I had given her over the years. She also kept some expensive Hermes scarves. I gave her for her 24th anniversary and for her birthday, while she was also actively cheating. When she left, as I noted, she left behind the wedding band, but kept everything else. When I saw her at Christmas with her adult children, 6 months after she left, she was still wearing the engagement ring, the 25th anniversary ring, and everything else I mentioned. 6 months after that, she asked me if I would send her the wedding band, at which time I told her no. I was still angry about the fact that not only did she have the affair, she took the other gifts while she was cheating, and to this day denies that she was cheating during both our anniversaries. Even when I have proof from photos, she accidentally left on one of my thumb drives. My reason for keeping the ring was that she crapped on our marriage and doesn't deserve to keep the ring. Plus, she accepted very nice gifts for our anniversaries while she was cheating and clearly has no intention of giving those back to me or to our daughters. I know that if I give the wedding band to her, she won't sell it. She will just keep it in a drawer. Maybe she will wear it, which is weird. But then again, she continued to wear the wedding anniversary ring after she left me and was living with her affair partner. Note that the ring is not very valuable. It is just a simple gold wedding band. No stone that is in the engagement ring, which she has. It is 2 years later now, and I'm wondering if I should return the ring. I will never use it. My children don't want it. I know that it is very much like me to just let things go as I move on with my life. The only reason to keep it is to keep her from having it, because I really do think that she doesn't deserve to have it as a keepsake from our many happy years together. On the other hand, I actually really don't care, so now I think I'm being petty. What do you all think and why? P.S. If I give it back the ring, I might just give her both through her wedding ring and mine. She seems to care more about having them than I do. I has since moved on and have a wonderful new partner. First response from Sooner PGH. Melt them down and sell the gold, might only get a few dollars for, but a burger at McDonald's is better than giving them back, in my opinion. 53 of the troll hair chimes in. Gold is pretty valuable now, probably worth a couple hundred. Sell them and give the cash to your kids. I know all about this. The op replies, in the grand scheme of things, please take me at my word that relative to what she got in the divorce, the ring is of little monetary value. 53 withdrawal hair chimes in again. Sometimes the little things can be therapeutic. Ignore the whole situation. She is the one being petty. Mine wanted me to give her a key to the home after she moved out and emptied the place, and it was a substantial settlement she got as well. Just greedy. Swimming site 7682 times in. She just wants the wedding ring back just so she could use it when she gets married to the affair partner. I would sell it since it brings painful memories of her and the betrayal that led to the end of your marriage. Then you need to get rid of it in order to heal. Don't need any more material garbage in your own home that reminds you of her. On to the next story. I have a question for all the wayward spouses in this subreddit. One of the most frequent excuses I read about and also personally hear from my own wayward spouse when asked for vital information regarding an incident of their affair is that they can't remember. How likely is it that they are telling the truth? Mr. Big Bull 01 chimes in. Yes, it is. They do remember. The thing is, they know they're wrong. So if you ask them anything about it, they're reminded of how bad a person they are over and over again. They don't want to be the bad person. So they tell you they do not remember in hopes you would stop asking and reminding them about it. Phoebe Torp says, more like they want to forget. And maybe over time, they will. Lunds 12 chimes in. They want to forget, but their greatest accomplishment is making up so many excuses or stories that their mental gymnastics eventually become the truth in their mind, and they actually wholeheartedly believe it now. They aren't living a lie anymore in their mind, they truly have replaced their new narrative with what they actually did and can no longer be the bad person. And now you're the a-hole for accusing them of the thing they did. My ex was a masterclass at this, and I'd never encountered anyone with NPD before. DPM 38 chimes in, it's easy to forget than face the truth. Don't cheat. Just tell us you've had enough. It would be a lot more mature and easier for everyone. Kristen adds, they remember every detail in their personal quiet moments. I don't remember. Piece 9668 says to any wayward spouse reading this, please tell the complete truth. The betrayed spouse already knows the worst, that it actually happened. Nothing will hurt more. As much as the details will hurt, they will help the healing, as your betrayed spouse will no longer imagine what they know. The details will not break you apart. I've been waiting 20 years for the details, but only have my mind movies. Instead of peace, I have sadness. Krona Kiro has an extensive thought. First, a disclaimer. None of that which I'm going to share is an attempt to excuse the lying and memory loss of an affair. But it does attempt to explain it. There is no excuse for cheating. Regardless of the fact that it won't change the outcome so far. We all want to know why Putin is invading Ukraine. Just so, we want explanations of why cheaters do what they do and say what they say. For context, I am a reconciling wayward 3 years from D-Day, 2 years out from D-Day 2. I am an extremely lucky person that my betrayed spouse chose to reconcile, and I work hard to earn that as much as I can, knowing that I never truly will. Concerning the topic, is the memory loss claimed by a wayward BS? My response, resulting from my own experience, so it may not fit all waywards, is that it is both absolute BS and very much true. The fair fog is real for most waywards. It certainly was for me. It was a very confusing place to be, since it is difficult to tell what's up from down, left, and right. When waywards first enter the affair fog, they do so with lies. And this is how lying, being integral to an affair, is going to create the memory loss or fuzziness cited by many waywards. The lies begin very small and begin with lying to themselves, myself, before even lying to their spouses. They're simple at first. It's okay to message with a fair partner this much. We're just friends. If fair partner is not flirting with me, they know I'm married, so it's not flirting. I'm not attracted to the fair partner. They just make me feel good. Then they escalate from there, and a wayward is quickly lost in the fog and creates at least two people within themselves by compartmentalizing. This is the way it worked for me. Lies such as, well, I'm not getting my needs met at home, so it's okay to get a hug from a fair partner. I'm feeling emotionally abused by my betrayed spouse, so it's okay to feel comfortable and safe with the affair partner. Notice how these lies are all inward at the moment. They quickly become outward lies when a wayward has to lie to others, namely their betrayed spouse, in order to protect this inward world they're creating. They further compartmentalize. Waywards tell themselves when thinking about the things they are doing with the pairburner, not necessarily overtly. Well, that's not me. That person is not me. I didn't do those things. Rationalizations soon follow. Aren't I deserving of this? Aren't I deserving of feeling good like this? Maybe this is how it has to be in order to get my needs met. That last lie, in reality, is a form of denial and cowardice for avoiding doing the work it takes to both ask for her and get our needs met at home. Often, and this was the case for me, needs were not being met because I wouldn't even acknowledge them to myself. So how could I tell my betrayed spouse about them? This created a paradox where I wouldn't get my needs met by my spouse because I didn't communicate those needs, and then I blamed my spouse for it unjustifiably so, which led to building resentment and the foundation for the lies that began my affair. Work is what it takes in a real marriage to make it work. To get our needs met, and many waywards, myself included, shy away from that work. So having accepted the need for these two selves, time with the affair owner becomes a fantasy. It becomes unreal. There's an unreality to it. It all becomes part of the separated headspace. When waywards are with their betrayed spouse, any action with a fair partner are denied as fantasy. When waywards are with their fair partner, the guilt or shame they should feel is assigned to the fantasy headspace. It's stuffed down somewhere. These two spaces talk less and less until it's difficult for one to even know the other really exists, and both become fantasy because the wayward believes they're both happily married and doing nothing wrong while also getting to enjoy their time with the fair partner. In our heads, neither is real, and neither is unreal. What happens is that when the affair comes to light, either through disclosure or through discovery, all of a sudden, both or many of the compartmentalized cell are all up on stage with one another and the house lights are up. No longer is each one given the spotlight one at a time. They can see one another in all their horrifying real, and it is life-shattering in a way. The curtain is lifted, and a wayward is looking around seeing all these different versions of themselves and is not quite sure which one is real. The truth is they are all real. They each one want to deny the other and wish to maintain that the others are not real. This leaves a wayward with two real options: face the reality or destroy the house lights. Those who choose to face the music have a lot of work ahead of them. In the midst of getting out of the affair fog, which is extremely difficult to do for most people since it involves confronting all of the pain they've caused another human being. Not just another human being, but the person with whom they believe to value more than themselves. And in dealing with that immense guilt and shame, it's hard to then go in and shine a light on the pieces we tried so hard for so long to hide from ourselves. The memories lost. It's hard to recognize that. There is this inherent mechanism to compartmentalization that acts to shut off the light if any of it becomes too real. It requires a lot of work and effort to shine a light on those memories. But a wayward who is willing to work hard, one who actually does care, who wants to be a better person, will work until those lights come on. It takes time. And in that time, the answer for when a wayward can't remember something is to actually say they can't remember it, because they will have to work to overcome the denial mechanism. When exiting the fair fog, a wayward may find it difficult to access a memory of a specific detail. They look around on the stage, see a bunch of strangers, all of whom are themselves, all of whom who have lied to one another, and ask for some truth, and that truth may or may not be forthcoming. They buried it deep inside themselves. However, those memories can be discovered, can be disclosed, can be arranged, and is all part of the process of fixing oneself. In fixing oneself, is required of a waver to shine a light on the darkness of those buried memories, but a waver in recovery can access them. So I say that a claim of memory loss is BS, and that they do have the memories of the things they have done. It's also not BS in the sense that likely, they are still stuck in the affair fog and are unable to turn on the lights to those memories and be able to disclose them. And not even being aware of that yet have no good response other than, "I don't remember. I forgot." This is all to say that those dismissive types of responses should not be permanent for a way we're trying to fix themselves or wanting to be part of reconciliation efforts. Sometimes that fixing can happen with the betrayed spouse. And if it does, they are a lucky person indeed. Sometimes it never happens at all. They go on to cheat again and again and again. I hope this has been helpful to either the betrayed spouses, and even waywards who are searching for the tools to turn on the light. It certainly has been what I have come to understand about myself as I've tried to piece out and shine the light on all the things I did during my affair in order to bring as much honesty to both myself